We have 6 o'clock. That's not on.
Hey, Michael, check your mic.
We have 6 o'clock tonight. We'll turn things over to Mr. Curtis for the Spotlight Employee of the Month.
All right, good afternoon or good evening here. We'll get started here in just a second. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Parents honoring your students. That'll be recognized here in a few moments. But board members, I'd like to, I've got my back turned to you. I don't like that. I'm going to do it like this. There we go. I get a little bit this direction. Board members, I would like to talk just for a moment. I'd like to ask Ms. Julie Vincent to come up, if she would, for a few moments. Ms. Julie. We'd like to honor, as Employee of the Month, we do this for those, and I say Employee of the Month, it's the spotlight. We'd like to spotlight individuals who are doing an outstanding job that go beyond, that go the extra mile. And at this point, I'd like to ask Ms. Julie to talk about and she is our supervisor of exceptional learning and homebound and 504s, so there you go. 3 hats that she wears. And district what? District plan. She helped to do that, and so I could go on and on and on, could we, Julie? However, tonight we want to honor someone who goes beyond, and goes beyond at Cannon County Middle School. And so, Miss Julie, if you would.
Good evening. I have such a privilege that I get to work with amazing individuals each and every day. We have an amazing special education staff here in Cannon County, and I'm so very proud of each and every one of them, whether it's a teacher, whether it's an educational assistant, doesn't matter. They all work so extremely hard day in and day out for the students of Cannon County. Not just those students with disabilities, but for all students. So, this year's been a little challenging this year. We're down some teachers, and so all of our teachers and our educational assistants, they have had to step it up quite a bit. But there's one individual that we had a plan in place, and then we had a teacher that left us, so that changed our plan. We had to revamp that. From the very first plan, when I spoke to Miss Jamie DeLong, I said, this is the plan. She said, okay, we can do it. Then we had to change our plan. She said, okay, we can do it. It doesn't matter what I've asked her to do. She's always said, yes, ma'am, we'll do it. And she has done it, and she supports 2 grades. She also supports those teachers and EAs that's working in our comprehensive development classroom for our middle school. She builds amazing relationships with her students, and will, as I said, she will do anything that I've asked her to do. And I'm so very grateful and so very proud that this month we get to shine the spotlight on Jamie DeLong.
Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you. I think it's upside down.
Get it right. Get it right.
Are you using a filter?
I didn't know that was on my phone.
And 10 years younger would be
I didn't know that was on my phone. Oh, let's get one with you. Congratulations, Jane.
Thank you.
Just one example of the hard workers that we have on our faculty and staffs throughout Cannon County schools. One of the things, too, that we'd like to honor this evening in the month of October is for a contest that was held throughout our school district. And this is the Train Light Switch Sticker Contest. And Mr. Randy Malden of Train, who's addressed the board numerous times, is here tonight to announce the winners of the contest. And Ms. Candace, would you come up also with Mr. Malden? And Mr. Malden, I'll turn it over to you, and we'll be glad to get some pictures and work very hard. And I know you've got some comments about these young men and women who have gone the extra mile in their direction.
Absolutely.
You want the mic?
Good evening, board members. Thank you very much as we are honored to be your energy services partner and your building control partner of choice. A decision that was made by this body to do a lot of upgrades in the schools, to take care of a lot of deferred maintenance in your Cannon County schools, to bring bring in more indoor air quality and things like that, to improve your classrooms and to improve your overall learning environment of your schools. Part of what we do is the energy awareness program and for Cannon County schools. And this is our light switch sticker contest. And what we did was we had students design light switch stickers, covers that they designed, and we have winners for elementary, middle, and high school. First of all, I'd like to thank our judges and the people that put on this for our show, for the schools. That would be Candace Lemons, who's here with us tonight, Darlene Wetzel, and Caroline Bartlett, three of your educators that were very instrumental in getting this across to all of your students. But this is to promote energy awareness in your schools. So what I'd like to do without all that, I want to introduce you to your winners. So your winners also, they won an iPad for winning this tonight too. But your elementary school winner is Whitley Ann Causey.
Hey, can you show that to us?
Yes, sure can.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Good job, Whitley.
Whitley Ann, thank you so much. Good job. There's yours. If you would come up here and stand on stage, here's the most important part. Right? Thank you. And our middle school winner with the America's Free Electricity Isn't. This was a great design that we had. And this comes from Caden Smith, who wins the best award for best hat.
It's great.
Caden, congratulations. Thank you so much. There's that for you. There's that for you as well. And on to our high school award winner. That would be this. Makes the message pretty short, sweet, to the point, but lights out. The winner for the high school division is Sarah Bosted. Sarah, congratulations. You walk up on stage with this, and there's your iPad. Yeah, if we could also, once again, Train is very proud to be your energy services provider. We would like for the school board members to come in and stand behind these winners, if you would, please. Y'all scoot together a little bit, and we'll get a picture together, please.
Ms. Cossie is out sick tonight. Let's give these wonderful young people another round of applause.
As Mr. Curtis makes his way up here, I just want to say Whitley and Caden and Sarah, of all the guests we've had on Thursday nights, you three are just top notch and very exciting to have you guys here with us tonight. Thank you. Mr. Curtis, can you please call the roll when you're settled?
If you'll give me just half a second, Madam
Yes, sir.
Chairman, I will be glad to do so. Let me get my microphone and we'll go. Okay, this is the October 4th meeting of the Cannon County Board of Education. Roll call, Mr. McMackins.
Here.
Mr. Mill?
Here.
Mr. Mullins?
Here.
Ms. Curtis?
Here.
Chairman Thomas?
Here.
Madam Chairman, you have 5 members present, none absent. You do have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Number 1 on our agenda tonight is to approve this month's agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Curtis? Please call
Motion
the roll.
made by Mr. Mills, seconded by Mr. Mullins to approve the agenda of the Cannon County Board of Education meeting October 4th, 2022. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, you have 5 ayes, no nays.
Number 2 on the agenda tonight is to approve the consent agenda, which includes the approval of the September 8th minutes, to approve the Math Curriculum Materials Committee that Dr. Melton presented to us on Tuesday night, and also an overnight and out-of-state trips, which we don't have any this month.
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
I also would like, if possible, before we're going to approve it, a board representative, if we have anybody that wants to serve, we'd like for them to serve, so we'd like to reflect on this, and when the motion's made, the motion to move that.
Yes, ma'am. I would love to serve on this board. However, I know there are times that I would not be present due to it being during an actual work day. So maybe if we could have an additional member, that might be helpful. If anybody would be willing to do that with me.
I would do it.
Okay? Thanks, Jessica. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve it.
Thank you. I'll second that. Mr. Curtis, can you please call the roll?
Motion made by Mr. McMackins, seconded by Chairman Thomas. The consent agenda of the Cannon County Board of Education meeting on 10/4/2022 to approve the minutes of the September 8, 2022, if I can talk, meeting of the board, approve the Math Curriculum Materials Committee, and there were no overnight or out-of-state trips. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Pass.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, you have 4 ayes, no nays, 1 pass.
Thank you. Number 3 on the agenda tonight is the financial report from the Cannon County Finance Department personnel. That was in the workshop only this month. Number 4 on the agenda tonight is an update from our architect, Mr. Greer Smee. We had a phone call concerning that in the workshop only this month. Number 5 on the agenda is Ms. Patterson's safety report that was presented at the workshop only. Also at the workshop only was item number 6, which was the ESSER report by Ms. Alexander. And now for number 7, item number 7 on the agenda tonight is to approve the ESSER 2.0 and ESSER 3.0 budgets.
Parliamentary inquiry, Madam Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to divide this into 7A, 7B, because Stephanie needs to have that separate, meaning ESSER 2.0 first, ESSER 3.0 second. If I could just ask for the board to do that, because we have to sign 2 separate ones, send that into the state. So if you could do 2 separate motions, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
I'll make the motion, we approve ESSER 2.0 budget.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Mr. Curtis, please call the roll on that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Mullins, seconded by Ms. Curtis, to approve ESSER 2.0 budget as presented. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the floor to approve the ESSER 3.0 budget?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Ms. Curtis, seconded by Mr. Mullins, to approve ESSER 3.0 budget as presented. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you. Number 8 on the agenda is the facilities report. Ms. Sism is not available to be with us tonight. She did address us on Tuesday night. She did have an update for us that I wanted to share. The bid for the fence here at Woodbury Grammar that was damaged went in, and we originally were given by the insurance company $870.63, but our bill was $2,500 total. Ms. Sism sent an email regarding this, and today we were given an additional check in the total of $1129.37, which covers that now. And she wanted that passed along to you guys. So that is our
Excellent.
update from that. That's good news, very good
Thank you.
news. Number 9 on the agenda tonight, Mr. McMackins would like to discuss adding a fence around the new cooling tower just outside the door here at Cannon County Elementary and Cannon County Middle.
Yeah, I think it might have been a little misconstrued. I didn't really mean to fence the whole area off. I just wanted 3 sides to protect the unit itself. You can come off part of the brick building, not put the whole brick building, everything under. That might have been misunderstood on that, so I think that's kind of what they're going towards, right, Mr. Curtis?
I did talk with Facilities Coordinator Sism regarding this, and yes, that's what she would like to do, is get a couple of bids. So I would like a motion to explore getting quotes to place fencing around the Cannon County Elementary School, Cannon County Middle School, new cooling tower is what we'd like to do, is just get quotes, and then we'll give me authorization to go ahead, if the quotes are within reason, go ahead and have that done. We'd like to get that done as soon as we can, and that would include the gate going, or the cage going in through that ladder to get up on there, that we would do that, so it block, very similar to the one that's on the there at Cannon County High School up at the Crow's Nest in the gym, if you've looked at that one.
It's possible you may not even need that if you got a fence on the outside of it. That may be extra
True,
expensive.
true, we'll see, but still, if they got up there, it'd be another,
Yeah. I make a motion we pursue bids for the fence for the cooling tower.
I'll second.
Right. Mr. Curtis?
motion made by Mr. McMacken, seconded by Mr. Mullins, to explore getting quotes to place fencing around Cannon County Elementary School and Cannon County Middle School, new cooling tower. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
What was that again? We're just looking at bids right now?
To explore getting quotes to place fencing around Cannon County
Not
Elementary School?
actually doing it yet?
No.
Just.
No, just getting quotes.
Okay, making sure. Yes. Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Ms. Thomas?
Aye.
Have 5 ayes, no nays, and I'll get back to the board as soon as we can when we have the quotes.
Thank you, sir. Item number 10 on the agenda tonight is to approve the 2023-24 school calendar. Dr. Melton presented that to us on Tuesday night. Dr. Melton, do you have any additions to that?
I make a motion to approve it.
Thank you. I'll second that. Okay, Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Mr. Mill, seconded by Ms. Thomas, to approve the 2023-24 school calendar as presented. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, you have 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you, sir. Item number 11, Mr. Michael Medford and Ms. Bonnie Patterson would like to address the board concerning access control with our school system. We got to hear from those two individuals on Tuesday night. Mr. Medford, do you have anything else you'd like to add to that? Okay, do you guys have any questions for him?
Madam Chairman, you received in the board packets today the results of the bids. I'd be glad to announce that if you so desire. The bid letting was held today. by the Cannon County Department of Finance, and Tollison put an amount of the bid of $49,346.85 for the install, and $2,977.60 as a licensed annual renewal. So that would have to be paid $2,977.60 every year. Security Equipment Company had a bid of $54,180.44, and Central Tech Company had a bid of $63,699.33. And this is for access controls at Cannon County Elementary School, Cannon County Middle School, and Cannon County High School.
And how much did your grant or whatever it was it's gonna pay for it?
Bonnie's health grant will provide $35,000.
Mr. Medford, of these three, am I correct that you like the second of the three?
SEC.
Just wanted to make sure that we had that.
That's what I recommend
Okay.
as the board.
Is that the one we talked about that had multiple users, where we could have the principals and stuff like
Well,
that, like we talked about last night, or whoever we
We
desire?
was talking about, Central Tech has that, but also you can get more users for, SEC.
Okay.
So we can get more users, it's just a matter of.
Licensing and stuff.
Right, but we can expand on SEC.
Yeah, I just don't wanna already be behind
Behind the eight ball.
the eight ball when we already get there.
Anyway, going forward, there will be
Right.
incurring some, but I make a motion we accept the bid from SEC.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second that. I need security.
Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Ms. Trammell, seconded by Mr. Mullins, to approve the bid of Security Equipment Company for $54,180.44 for access control at Cannon County Elementary School, Cannon County Middle School, and Cannon County High School. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Ms. Trammell?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, you have 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Thank you, Mr. Medford. Item number 12 on the agenda is to approve and give our approval for the application for the TEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant to get generators in 3 of our schools, which would include Cannon County Elementary and Middle, Cannon North, and Cannon South. Cannon County High School and the board office already has this in place. I believe that we were told, if I'm not mistaken, on Tuesday night, that if the grant does not cover everything, that technology can pick up the additional. Is that true, Mr. Manford?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, what you have, Madam Chairman, if I could, is a matching portion.
Okay.
A matching amount if the grant is awarded, that we
Yes.
would pay that through the technology department.
Yes. All right.
But we're just doing.
The approval for the
petition
grant.
For them to.
To actually
To apply. We have to have that, and in fact, the chairman and I have to sign a resolution, and if I don't care, can I read that resolution, Madam Chairman?
Yes,
As
sir.
part of this motion?
Yes, sir.
And be it resolved by the Cannon County Board of Education meeting in a regular session on October 4th, 2022, to adopt the Cannon County Hazard Mitigation Plan and participate in grant application for funding of backup generators and other eligible projects that may benefit Cannon County School District. This resolution approved by the Cannon County Board of Education on this 4th day of October 2022. And so that was written to be in compliance with what they're desiring, that we're all the legal mumbo jumbo to get that done.
I make a motion that we approve this application.
I second.
Okay. Mr. Curtis?
I'm going to add, if you could, Madam Chairman, and resolution, and I'm going to put that in there, 2022-080-1004, if that's okay with, Madam Chairman, with the motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, motion by Ms. Thomas and seconded by Ms. Curtis. Is that correct, Ms. Curtis?
Yes.
To allow application for the TEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant for backup, and I had emergency, I'm going to put backup generators in 3 schools: Cannon County Elementary School, Cannon County Middle School, Cannon North Elementary School, Cannon South Elementary School, with Technology Department paying the matching amount if grant is awarded, and Resolution 2022-080-104. And Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mill?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins? Ms. Curtis? Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you. Item number 13 on tonight's agenda, Mr. Courtney Nichols would like to address us concerning a Jumbotron at Cannon County High School in the gym. Mr. Nichols.
Yes, is there any questions on the presentation from last night as far as connecting 12 televisions in the gym and hanging those? So,
Now, you said will be no money from us.
once again, there is no money from, I'm asking from the board, so
So
Just approval to do it.
just approval to do it.
if it ends up being any money needed.
There will not be any money that I will
I was
ask
gonna say, will it come out of, make sure it comes out of gym,
gym maintenance.
maintenance?
Yes.
What about hooking them up? Who's gonna do like the electric? I mean, where we gonna get
So
12
we-
outlets?
So, it's a great
Have we
question.
looked
So
into that?
actually, I have talked with a licensed electrician, and he was willing to do that in lieu of having a advertisement placed
I
on
just
there.
thought about it last night when I got home. I was like, I wonder if we got enough there to support all 12.
Yes, sir, we do.
I thought we did.
Make a motion to approve.
I second.
Thank you. Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Ms. Trammell, seconded by Ms. Curtis, to approve the purchase and installation of a Jumbotron system at Cannon County High School Gymnasium at no cost to the Cannon County Board of Education. Mr. McMackins?
This is not going to dim the lights when you turn it on during the game.
Not that I'm aware of.
Aye.
Ms. Trammell?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins? Ms. Curtis? Ms. Thomas?
I'd just like
Or
to
Chairman
say.
Thomas.
Thank you. I'd just like to say, you do a great job taking care of your school and doing these things for the kids. And we also live in a pretty awesome community of people that are willing to go above and beyond to make things happen for our students.
We
So,
absolutely do.
yeah, so aye.
Madam Chairman, I have one comment, if I can.
Yes, sir.
Make sure the board's picture is on that.
No.
I'll supply the picture, no
By
problem.
no means.
No.
By no means.
Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. All right. Item number 14 on tonight's agenda is to approve the Cannon County Schools Board Policies, Section 3, concerning support services. This will be policies 3.100 to 3.602. Mr. Curtis.
Madam Chairman, this is the monthly review of sections of board policy. That's certainly that says the Cannon County Board of Education policy, Cannon County Board of Education reviewed Cannon County Board of Education policies 3.100, 3.602. There are some that I'd like you to look at in the next month and just see if there's those that we could bring back. And we can bring back those as a group. We do a lot of those in the year where TSBA recommends. And what we can do is kind of star the ones, and we can have TSBA kind of review those to make sure we've got the right ones. And I'll go ahead and do that and see what their recommendations might be as part of this review. I just happen to say this is probably the one with the most older, or the oldest ones that haven't been changed in a long time. So I just need a motion that we reviewed this, and you have reviewed this, these policies.
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Curtis.
Motion made by Chairman Thomas, seconded by Mr. Mullins, that the Cannon County Board of Education review Cannon County Board of Education policies, Section 3. I'm going to write that on there. 3.100-3.602. Mr. McMackins.
Aye.
Mr. Mill.
Aye.
Mr. Mullins.
Aye.
Ms. Curtis. Chairman Thomas.
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you, sir. Item number 15, the board tabled from our September meeting feedback from Mr. Tenpenny, our athletic director at Cannon County High School, concerning the football field scoreboard. And I believe you gave us an update on that. Would you like to tell everyone here tonight?
That bill is paid in full, so no further action is requested from the board.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Tenpenny concerning item number 15? Perfect. Thank you. Item number 16 on the agenda continues with Mr. Tenpenny. And he is addressing us tonight concerning the approval of the CCYB agreement. Mr. Tenpenny.
Unless the board has any questions for me. Other than Mr. Curtis, I will make sure, I notice I have your name spelled wrong on the back
Oh,
of this
I will.
agreement. I will get that corrected.
Yes, I see the R is left out of that, so yes.
My apologies.
Thank you for that editorial. Where's their English teachers from the high school at? So,
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreement with the CCYBA for the 2022-2023 season.
I'll second.
Thank you. Mr. Curtis, can you call the roll?
Motion made by Mr. Mullins, seconded by Ms. Curtis to approve the County Youth Basketball Annual Agreement for 2022-2023 season. Mr. McMackins.
Aye.
Mr. Mill.
Aye.
Mr. Mullins.
Aye.
Ms. Curtis.
Aye.
Chairman Thomas.
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tenpenny.
Madam Chairman, you need to sign that too, so at
Sure
the
will.
end.
I sure will. Item number 17, we tabled from the September 8th board meeting a discussion regarding a data analyst position that was needed within our school system. And we had a lengthy discussion last night with many people that are here in the room tonight, plus some that could not return tonight. Ms. Black, I believe you had some other things you would like to present, so we'll start with you tonight on this matter.
I think a question was asked.
Please.
That'd be great. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sorry.
So I think we had a question asked last night that didn't get answered, and that question was, what are we currently doing? I think Ms. Thomas asked that question, and we told everything that it's not doing. So let me tell you what we are doing. Okay, so currently, each week on Monday, I pull the top 10 Skyward reports looking for any data that could be wrong within Skyward to see what our errors are within Skyward that's reporting to EIS, not to what it's pulling out, not exports that are coming out, but what's going in. So those data, that data is looked at weekly to see what those errors are. Currently, I think there's over 38,000 errors at EIS. 141 of those are ours from those double classes where students are getting credit for being in, or being pulled to do 2 tests for ELA and math in our 6th grade. I was instructed by Skyward today how to fix that. I did that. Now it has to roll up overnight, and then in a day or two it'll get to Visital to see if that's done. But of the 38,000, 142 of those are ours. Gail, who is in the front office, works with me daily. She helps me pull those numbers, look at that. What are we needing to correct? How do we correct it? I have these for y'all if y'all want them, by the way. Every Thursday, we're bringing the secretaries into the central office to show them what you're doing wrong. This is where mistakes are being made. This is how you correct this mistake. This is what we're going to do to fix it. We're coding now. The state has got us coding all tutored students, homeless students, our LEAPs and 21st century students, all gifted students, clubs, pre-K, regular education, and then, of course, special ed pulls out of it based on what they do in EASY, so it pulls it automatically. But those are places we have never went in before and coded those children, and now we're having to do that. That's an extra step. State ID numbers. This is where a student comes to us and maybe they've been somewhere else or they're brand new and they have to have a state ID number before we ever get any funding for them. So those are looked at daily. We currently have 1 student without a state ID. EIS blocked errors are checked every single day to see what is blocked, what is causing us. And like I said, we have 142 on those 6th graders that hopefully fix tonight. Data reports from EIS are ran daily. We look at what reports are showing if where a student is messed up, like what is going on with a class, a teacher, what is. We do know we have approximately 9-ish teachers that we're waiting on certifications and numbers from.
Actually, that number is 12, but
Okay, well.
we have of that 7 that are currently pending with the state, so.
So that's,
we
we're
should
working
have-
on
yeah,
those.
We should have about 5
The
others
students'
left.
minutes are counting. The teacher's ability to test is not. So I think, and Ms. Melton can correct me if I'm wrong, but the students at the high school are not EOC, are not teaching EOC classes, so they're not teaching a testing class. It's more in our elementary schools.
Okay.
So that's not going to affect that. I have started, since I found out the exports that are coming out of Skyward are not exporting correctly, trying to get with different vendors or the person who is running that program to see what do we need to do to make that export. Is it a coding issue? Is it a Skyward, if we left a section blank, is that something it needs? So that's some of the things that we're doing right now every day to try to keep our data clean.
Thank you for that. Last night, we discussed getting in touch with Skyward to see if they could come
Okay.
here. Did you get a chance to do that today?
Yes,
Ms.
I
Black?
did. So I've sent them, you have to send a message up to like this message board. They have contacted me and asked me what we wanted. I think Mr. Curtis is going to address that now because we don't actually, we told them how many days and we went broad because we don't know how many. So I think we're going to ask for 5 days for them to come here and test and retrain and see maybe what we're doing wrong and what we can do to fix it.
Perfect.
So I think he's going to tell you about that.
That's what we were waiting on.
So
Last
yeah.
time, okay, go ahead, Lisa,
I'm sorry. They haven't given us a test, an amount, because they don't know what we need. So I sent her the things today that I thought we would be looking at. I would like her to get with every single person that runs those programs, like BizTool or whatever, our ESL students, whatever's not generating right. I want her to go to those people and work with, like Follett and SchoolNet, get with Michael and see what's causing us not to pull up to him. So in that, I was thinking 5 days. Previously, she said she would get us a number because they have to send someone here to stay. Previously, when we used them, and I think it was 4 years ago, it was about $2,000 for 3 days. But it was 4 years ago. And I've been to the gas tank since then. So I'm going to roughly say $2,000 a day. And I would think that would be on the high end. And we may not need them 5 days.
One thing I would like to do too is to have the Skyward person interact with our secretaries because they are the ones who do the data entry at the local school, that they are following in her weekly Thursday meeting, that they would be able to come into that weekly meeting and to get with them and see if there's problem at the entry level. So we can stop it before it even starts.
Starts a problem. There are 3 parts to Skyward. There's the teacher's access where they go in and do their grading and enter into their grade books and keep attendance when they're in class. And then there's the district level where we can get in and look at each school. We can run certain reports, run attendance letters, which are not working properly right now. It's counting every period a child is missed instead of a day, so that's a problem. So we're trying to, they get in and do, like that's where that section in. And then there's the product setup side, which is where all the little coding stuff comes in. I didn't go to school to be a coder. I don't know how to do coding. Mr. Medford might know how to do coding. I don't have a clue what that is. They have to get online with me and say, do this, 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 and this. So that's the back side. Now, I do know how to do some of that, but I'm not good at it by any stretch of the imagination. So I hope that answers your question of what we're doing.
Yes, ma'am. I like that. Thank you very much.
So, Madam Chairman, what I would recommend to have Skyward personnel come to Cannon County Schools for an on-site training and direction, and then we would give a report to the board at the November 10th, 2022 Cannon County Board of Education meeting.
Okay.
But we don't know
Don't know how much it would cost at this moment in time. But we're thinking, we just say, okay, we're going to say $2,000 a day for 5 days, $10,000, and then you say that, give me the authorization to do that, and if we spend 8, we spend 8, but no more than $10,000 toward the training for 5 days. And we think that, going by what we'd had in the past, that's a little bit over. If it is, then it goes back in the general fund.
Do we need to also add on that our special call meeting for the 25th, discuss?
If they're not come by the 25th, we need that meeting.
That was,
I'm just asking.
that was gonna be my question. Is there a need for that meeting at this time? And if there's not, do we need to turn that into maybe possibly, a meeting to maybe open up discussions about the budget, or to
To get
have us
reports, to have
as
an
a new
information
board,
session, to have an information session. That would be great, to utilize that 25th as an information session, that reports could be given by the departments to the board. I think that'd be an excellent idea to do that.
Same time.
And you might want to discuss also since it would be a workshop, then you could discuss other matters like your budget in the next item. On the Budget Advisory Committee, you might even talk about that at that October 25th meeting would be what I would ask.
So I'll make a motion that we allow Skyward to be booked for this due to the fact that it may be an amount of money to get them here, but it saves us an enormous amount of money in future years to come with the new laws that are going into effect. And I'll also ask that we keep the workshop help me out, on the 24th.
I would do that as a separate motion, Madam Chairman.
Do that on a separate
because it would
motion.
not be germane to this one since this isn't going to be discussed. So-
Okay,
or
perfect.
I can give you a report on that at the workshop. Lisa and I'll give you a report instead of November the 10th. Let me do that, give that out, and I'll just replace it the October 25 workshop. How's that? And we can give you a report then. Is that okay?
Okay, perfect. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Ms. Thomas, seconded by Mr. Mullins, or Chairman Thomas, seconded by Mr. Mullins, to allow Skyward personnel to come to Canyon County Schools for on-site training and direction, and a report to be given at the October 25th, 2022 Canyon County Board of Education workshop. Is that the correct motion, Madam Chairman?
Yes. Thank you.
Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Mr. Mel?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins? Ms. Curtis? Chairman Thomas?
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Black, for your report tonight. Item number 18 on the agenda is to appoint a Budget Advisory Committee and discuss meeting dates and times, I believe, I'm sorry, I keep saying Tuesday night, after last night. After last night, I believe that there was some more discussion that needed to be had on that. We did choose meeting dates and got those on our calendars for November and December. Is there any more discussion from anybody tonight on this matter?
I got November the 15th,
Yes, sir?
and I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah, and I'm going back and putting that in the
December
motion.
the 13th,
Yes, sir.
both at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And I'm assuming the meeting location will be at the Canyon County Board of Education Central Office. Is that correct? 'Cause
That, or see if we can get the
Finance department.
upstairs, the finance.
It's called the Adams Committee Room, I think is
I
what
think
the
that there's more
proper
room there. I
terminology.
think I
Yeah.
would prefer
Yeah,
that.
that'd be fine.
That's where they're.
I'll check and see if those dates are available. If they're not, then our backup location will be Board Ed.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion on the motion. I want to maybe change the community member to community members who live in Canyon County. That way, that will open it up more for you guys to maybe touch more people. And when I first developed the idea of having this along with the Finance Committee, when they brought it to us, and then I mulled over it. The whole idea was to try to find as many people who would, number one, sacrifice time, because there's going to be a lot of time sacrificed on this. After the first year, a lot of time. Hopefully, maybe this committee will even cut down on that. That would be really great. But the more eyes we get on this, the better. And it's really not, it's not conducive or pertinent that somebody on this committee is nailed down to an address. I mean, they're not here to represent an area. They're not here to represent a group of people or a nonprofit or anything. They're here to help us look at our budget. And that was the whole premise of having this. So I'd like to amend that where we can open it up more to the whole county, but we also want those people to live in our county if they're going to look at our budget. So I'd like to make that motion that we change the wording on that and hopefully open. Even the county commissioners do not even do that on their budget committee. They don't ask that you put somebody on there from a certain area. So I just wanted to put that before you and make that motion.
Madam Chairman, parliamentary inquiry here.
Yes, sir.
Since this was previously voted on at another meeting, you would have to vote to reconsider first. And then once you reconsider it, the floor would be open then for any amendments or anything you've done in the previous, and it would be strictly on this particular motion, which was number 19 during the September meeting of the board.
Okay.
So I would first suggest to do what we're needing, what Mr. McMackins would like to do is, I'll do this as 18A, a motion to reconsider the vote of the September 14, 2022 meeting of the board, number 19.
Madam Chair, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I had multiple people reach out to me throughout the county that love the idea of a person from each district. They did not care that, they thought it was a great idea on that aspect.
What if we can't find someone from my district? Because I've been told no 3 times already. From someone in my district.
Why don't we just table
That's what I'm.
that part and just get going, because we need to really work on our budget and move on that.
To table what,
Yeah,
Ms.
what are we
Tremaine?
tabling?
Community members.
So table the community members portion of it.
Just not have any community members? Are you saying no community members? I'm not sure. I want to be clear what you're saying. No community members?
No.
No community members? Nobody from our community? I mean, I thought that was the whole idea, was for transparency for our community. I mean,
Right, so one person from each district.
but district
To help
location has nothing to do with the budget committee. It's absolutely nothing to do with it.
Well, I think
What
it's-
is the connection? Give me a connection of how that makes that person a better person on the committee because they're from a certain location, they got a mailbox in front of their house.
It doesn't make them a better person, but it makes
Looks-
sure that each district is
Represented.
represented.
But this is not a voting committee, so what difference does it make? They're only
Well,
looking
it's
at
just
the,
letting
It looks
people know
bad
that their
that we
opinion
have-
counts.
It looks bad that we have 5 people from one district coming in, like they've been pulled. We need somebody, if we're gonna have community members, we need somebody from each district. Otherwise, we just need the commissioners, finance, and us. And again, I had multiple people reach out to me who did not like the idea. They wanted one from each district, so that way each district can be represented.
but they're not representing a single district, they're representing the whole community.
They're assisting us
They're
in
representing
representing.
the whole community, looking at the finances. You want your best people looking at it. If you've got a good idea of a person, what difference does it make where they live? They're looking at a budget. They're not looking at a community. They're not bringing their community ties. They're not bringing their community opinions. They're bringing opinions based into the actually budget itself, putting eyes on it. And they're looking at our budget. I don't see where it absolutely has anything to do with their decision of who's on there. It has nothing to do with it.
Madam Chairman, as,
We're not even connected.
Madam
Yes,
Chairman,
sir.
if I can.
Yes, sir.
Madam
Mr.
Chairman,
Curtis.
if, when you look at what was passed, here, look, if I can, I'll read the.
Please do.
I'll read the measure that was passed by this body at the September 14th meeting of the board. This is number 19. A motion was made by Mr. Mel and seconded by Mr. Mullins to approve formation of a Cannon County Board of Education Budget Advisory Committee as suggested by the Cannon County Finance Department, consisting of 6 Cannon County Board of Education members, 5 members, 1 director, 3 Cannon County commissioners, 2 Finance Department personnel, 5 community members from each district, which was 16 total members. That is what this body has passed right now, at this moment. So Mr. McMackins would like to.
Well, you could leave it at that, because this does not say anything about a board member district. It doesn't say anything about a board member district. It says community members in each district. So I could nominate somebody from Derek's district. It doesn't tie down a board member to the district at all. It doesn't even say that. The wording don't even say that.
It's up for interpretation then, is what you're saying.
Community members from each district. More than likely, if you put
Each.
if you put a member, if you put a person from our county on the commission, on the committee, guess what? They live in a district. Technically, they live in a district. This doesn't say you gotta have one from every district member, every board member's district. It does not say that. It don't say that. I mean, am I wrong? I'm reading it. Y'all wanted me to read it tonight. I'm reading it right here. Community members from each district.
That's how you
From
presented it.
each district, so you would have one person from each district. Each district,
So that
not,
means, okay, so then you gotta figure out, okay, I nominate somebody, and you gotta find out what district they live in. Because it doesn't say you have to nominate one from your district. It doesn't say I have to nominate one from my district. It simply says community member from each district.
each district. So if I have someone from my district, then my
Good, you
district's
got
done.
it covered. I can nominate somebody from another district. Don't have to be my district.
Well, I just think you're making it a little more difficult. I mean, each
No, I'm not.
district.
Maybe you're making it more difficult.
I don't think
Shoe
so.
fits on both feet.
I think, I'm going to interject something here, if I may, for just a moment. We can approach every item on this agenda as a way to better the environment and educational process for our children. Or we can bicker about the intricacies of exactly how we're going to do it. The budget of the Cannon County school system needs to be analyzed and looked at in every detail. The 5 of us are a new board moving forward, and we need to work together for the benefit of every single child in the school, in this school district. So I'm not exactly sure how this needs to go forward. But I'll be quite honest. I don't want to sit here and bicker about who's going to be on this committee. I want to figure out how to get this money right so our children can be better students and one day better adults. That's my whole take on it. And I am up for reconsidering this motion. I am up for looking at how we can get to a compromise about this, the 5 of us together. But I do not think that we need to waste the time of our children bickering about this tonight. Not my time, not y'all's time. Time that we could be spending figuring out some other stuff for the betterment of our students. With that, do we have a motion, a reconsider? Do we have anything that needs to be put forth tonight?
I just want to say one last thing, and I'll be quiet. None of our monies goes to any one district. it goes to all the districts and all the kids of the district. That's who it really goes to. It goes to the kids to further their education. And I just wanted to see the best people put on there. That was my only goal. I wasn't trying to make it political. I wasn't trying to make it anything other than find good people. And that's just what I was trying to do. I'm sorry. Y'all can
Madam Chairman.
Y'all can make a motion.
Mr. Mullins?
If I understand, this is going off the suggestion from Mr. Neil Applebaum and
That's a
Diane
true
Hickman.
statement.
Do we need to get them involved? Because we're going off, clearly off their suggestion. We don't have to do this. We don't have to even make a committee. I mean, we never had a committee. So, I mean, we're doing this off advisory of the financial committee, or the financial office above our office. So, do we need to table this and get their input at the November workshop and ensure that someone is there, like Miss Diane or Mr. Neil Applebaum?
Mr. Mullins, I think that's a splendid idea, because this
This was their idea.
suggestion came from them.
Yes. This
So
is
I
not
think
just
that's great.
Mr. McMackins. This come from, if I'm not mistaken, Neil Applebaum, correct?
It
Yes.
did.
So if maybe he could explain what he was wanting from that committee, maybe we'd all understand it better, because, I mean, I haven't personally talked to Mr. Neal about it.
I think that would be great.
I make a motion, we table this item number
18.
And would like to add Mr. Neal and Miss Diane to the November workshop. And after their financial report, so they can do it back to back, to discuss what they would like to see from the financial committee.
I have one item, the October 24th or 25th? 25th workshop that we have discussed. Would this be a time to put that in there, and this where that falls, that
Well,
special
would
call?
go into a meeting and not a workshop.
You have to have a special call meeting at that
You know,
point.
if you just have a workshop, we can't go to
We could not vote on it that night.
But they could talk about it.
We could discuss it
it.
that
We could
night.
discuss it, but we just wouldn't, yeah, I mean, if you.
And
we
want
could
put it on the
we can
November
put it
meeting.
on if you would like them to discuss it on October 25th,
I think we could bring them in there, so we would be more prepared for the November
Can you
meeting.
see if they can do that?
I can do that, absolutely.
I know they're.
I know their schedules are different with that, and looking at other committee meetings, because after Thursday night, your committees will start meeting, and I don't know if anything will be meeting on that particular night, but I can get on their calendar quickly and on for the October.
So I'll move my motion from November to ask Mr. Neal and Miss Diane.
But you'll have to table it to the November meeting, though, is what you'll have to do. But
We
in the
can put it on
meantime,
the discussion
you can
of
put that on when we talk about your October 25th workshop.
Have them
Put that
discuss
as one of the items to be discussed at that workshop.
And then our monthly November workshop, we can talk about members.
And that's correct.
Right.
And so what I'll do, I'll strike out the invite the finance office personnel, and we'll do that on October 25th. And then you will say to table item 18, which item 18 is to appoint the Budget Advisory Committee
But we're going to
and
table
discuss
that.
meeting and time. So you're tabling that until the November 10th, and then you'll have more details from the finance office by doing that on October
That is my
25th.
motion on the floor,
To table the item number 18 until November 10, 2022, period.
from more information,
Okay.
until further information from the finance.
All right, for more information, for more, or additional, let's do that, additional information
From the finance department.
from the
Or
finance department
Ms.
can be.
Diane Hickman and Neil Applebaum.
Mr. McMaggins, do you have something you leaned forward?
So, just be clear, are they going, that's when they're going to bring the information
At
that
the
November?
workshop.
At the
The
workshop?
October 25th workshop.
Okay, to guide us about
The November.
to November. I got you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm on board.
That is my motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Mr. Curtis?
And we're still holding a budget meeting 15th, November, December 13th.
Do we
Yes,
need
ma'am.
that in?
You, I would wait until November the 10th to do that. If you're going to table the entire motion You're going to table the entire motion until November 10. And November 10, you can vote then to do the meetings on November 15th, which is the following Tuesday night, because that gives you 48 hours notice.
Okay.
And then you could do it again on that December date too, as part of that. You're tabling that. What you're tabling is to appoint a budget advisory committee and discuss the meeting dates and times. That's what you're tabling.
Okay.
But that still gives us time to approve the November and December budget.
That's correct.
Workshops after that.
After that point. And that's what I would do, is get that way you can do more. You could do
We
another
have
one
it
on the
our
15th.
calendars
We have it on
already.
our calendars tentatively.
Officially approved.
Officially approve it at the November meeting.
Okay. All
And we
right.
can go ahead and whoever we, after October 25th, or whoever we still talk to let them know that those are tentative dates, correct?
Okay.
I can do
We're
that.
not in
I can already tell them, or I already advise them that this is that's what they're looking at, to steer clear of those particular dates if they can. Now, I don't know, that's a Tuesday night, and I don't know when, what committees, we won't know that until October the 6th. And then you'll know that night, they'll announce committees, and when those committees start meeting, they'll announce chairman, and the chairman then will announce the committees to be meeting. So if I've got your motion, if I can read the motion, Madam Chairman?
Yes, sir.
To table item number 18 until November 10th, 2022, for additional information from Finance Department personnel to be gathered. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's my motion.
That's the motion, Mr. Mullins, and there was a second by Mr. McMackins.
Yes, sir.
Any additional discussions is what I would do, Madam Chairman?
No, sir, I don't believe so. Anyone have anything else? Okay. Yes, sir.
Motion made by Mr. Mullins, seconded by Mr. McMackins to table item number 18 until November 10th, 2022, for additional information from Finance Personnel Department to be gathered. Mr. McMackins.
Aye.
Mr. Trammell.
Aye.
Mr. Mullins.
Aye.
Ms. Curtis.
Aye.
Chairman Thomas.
Aye.
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
Thank you. Item number 19 on the agenda is Mr. Trammell would like to discuss the school district's educational plan. Ms. Trammell, do you have anything else? I know that Ms. Mullins and Dr. Melton came forward, and I believe that we've been given the actual hard copy. Do you have anything else?
No, thank you for coming forward last night and discussing this and presenting this. And I saw it's on the website.
We did that out to the website. Ms. Jackie is off because of illness, but we got it added. Mr. Tim got that added for us today. And that is, if anybody's listening, that is on the district tab, CCSTN.net, district tab, and then at the district tab, you go to the district improvement plan. You can read the entire plan.
All right. Item number 20 on tonight's agenda was a modernization update. Is there any more discussion with that tonight?
Madam Chairman, as discussed at the workshop, this is having to do with your 5-year plan, the 5-year plan process. And in doing that, I did send copies of the 5-year plan to all board members. This was passed in January, the January meeting of the January, I think 13th meeting of the board. And you have the timeline that's also in there. I would strongly suggest, because the first part of that plan has to do with the guiding principles and vision and mission and goals. You're going to be working on the mission, vision, and goals of this body at your board retreat coming up on Thursday. And so then I believe the work on the 5-year plan after the mission and vision and the goals are there, then get to work on the 5-year plan at that point, after that point.
Sure. That's something very important for us to get in place for our staff and our educators, our principals. So we need to get to work on that. I know that we're excited to get to work on Thursday, and thankful that Mr. Torres is coming to be with us. Any more discussion at all tonight?
Since it was requested on the agenda, how do I go about that? Do we need a table or put it on November's to discuss it, or?
We totally can. We can make sure that it gets on you want that on the November
I wanted it tonight.
tonight. So you want that
It
at,
was requested for tonight.
Right, you want a full-fledged discussion on the modernization
So we
five-year
can
plan.
vote all of it.
Okay. All right, that needs to be placed on the November agenda. Please do. I have that written down. All right. Anything else? All right.
Was there more detail? Mr. Curtis?
The details that I've given is what the board passed on January the 13th, and that's what the board implemented during the 2022-2023 school year. And that's what we actually did for Cannon County Schools, is implement the five-year plan. As you can see on the five-year plan, in August 2022, what occurred happened, closing of Auburn East Side and Short Mountain, and then the Cannon County Elementary School was established, Cannon County Middle School was established, and with the capacity of what it is, and then the Cannon County Elementary School was established, Cannon County North was established, as well as Cannon County South was established. And then the 2023-24 school year is that the Cannon County Elementary School, formerly Woodbury Grammar School, classroom expansion, and that's what you see is now referred to as the CCES/CCMS addition, was to be completed by the start of the 23-24 school year. And then you can see the 24-25 and 25-26 voted on by this board, and that's what really needs to be discussed big time,
Just what
largely.
I needed to see so we could help.
Okay, so this is good?
So we need
Okay.
to, well,
All right.
I was expecting more details, but
All right. No more discussion on that?
you said it.
Okay. We'll move on to item number 21, the director's comments. Mr. Curtis.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to thank you for your efforts, all the efforts of this board to work together for the betterment of our students in Cannon County. We have the Cannon County Board of Education Board Retreat scheduled for October 6, 2022, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., we hope. And so I advise all board members to, I'm giving public notice to that was done. You gave also a public notice to that. So public notice has been done that this board retreat is going to occur on October 6, 2022 at 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the meeting area is the boardroom at the Stones River Hospital. So just everybody don't go to central office, come to the hospital and follow the signs to the boardroom. And their signs are very good about the boardroom. Just go to the front entrance. Please don't go to the emergency room unless you have an emergency.
Please
Go to the front office. Go to the front entrance and just follow the signs. It's in the back. We have a meal for you. We'll have breakfast for you. We'll have then lunch for you and snacks. So nobody should go hungry at all during that because you've got important work to do. I'll bring an easel over from the central office so we can mark out things, do things. I'll have a computer there that we can access. And if you'll bring your Chromebooks, we will have network capability there at the hospital that's available. So hopefully all of you will have access to anything that Mr. Torres will present. Mr. Torres is looking forward to coming to that for the planning sessions. Also, I announced that the Cannon County Commission meeting is Thursday evening, and that is 10/6, so it's going to be a long day. And then we'll leave that at approximately 3 o'clock, and then at 5:30 p.m., the Cannon County Commission will be meeting. And what we would like to do there, we've asked, there is an item on the agenda, it's further down, unfortunately, but it is on the agenda as a Cannon County Schools update. And we'd like to update the board. The board would like to update, so as many as you, I know it's going to be a long day, so as many as you as can will attend. I will have a PowerPoint presentation ready. I also have hard copy copies of that PowerPoint, and we will get that to all the commissioners. And it's going to be a brief summary of what we have done in the last year and we will give some updates on attendance. We will give it updates on enrollment. What you got will be a part of that you got at the workshop on the current enrollment. That will be given to commissioners, as well as a brief summary. I've asked department heads to try to limit to 2 slides if we can on each one of their responsibilities during that time. So I don't want to overextend my time, but I look to be anywhere from a 10 to 15-minute presentation to the commission. I don't want to waste their time, but I want to give them succinct information too that they have requested us to do. So you're invited to that meeting on, so October 6th is going to be a busy, busy day for you. So eat good at the retreat. But thank you, Madam Chairman. And there are other things that we'll certainly be discussing throughout the coming months in regard to budget. I appreciate the board's commitment to getting started on the budget rapidly and getting this moving along. So thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Item number 23 on the agenda is the chairman's comments. I will keep that very brief. We thank Cannon County Elementary and Cannon County Middle for hosting us tonight. Dr. Reed, I think you're here representing the leadership team there. Thank you very much for opening your doors to us. Thank you for all of you that could attend, and we look forward to serving you. I think we all can say that. So that's all that I have tonight.
Madam Chairman, before your comments would end, I'd like to
Yes,
get a
sir.
motion, if we could, regarding that you're going on record that you would like to do the board workshop, a board workshop on October the 23rd. If I could get that.
25th.
I'm sorry, my fault. 25th, October, that's Tuesday, October 25th. I was going to get it on Sunday.
Not
I
on
think
a
so.
Sunday.
No. We've had to do one time years ago, and that was,
I will
no, it was a Saturday morning that we did.
I will make a motion to have a special call workshop on October the 25th, which is a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Upstairs at the Finance Department, if possible. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Curtis?
Motion made by Ms. Thomas, or Chairman Thomas, seconded by Ms. Trammell, to have a special called workshop on Tuesday, October 25th, 2022, at the Adams Office Building Committee Room. Mr. McMackins?
Aye.
Ms. Trammell?
Aye.
Mr. Mullins?
Aye.
Ms. Curtis?
Aye.
Chairman Thomas?
Aye,
Madam Chairman, 5 ayes, no nays.
thank you. Item number 23 is adjournment. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And do I have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Board members, if I could just